students, today we are going to start with science of class 12th, chapter 1st. It is reproduction in organisms. Here we will cover the topics like lifespan, reproduction, types of reproduction, and types of asexual reproduction. So in this chapter, firstly we will study about how an organism reproduces. So as the word reproduction says, re means again and production means to form, which means to reproduce new organism of its own type. So, but what is the main thing? Why is reproduction necessary? So, reproduction is necessary. This will explain the term lifespan. What is lifespan? Lifespan is a period from birth to the natural death of an organism. Natural death, when any organism from the birth to its natural death, not any death due to any circumstances, when lead to the death of an organism, that is the lifespan of any organism. And different organisms have different lifespan, that is their range varies. Okay. Like for example, elephant. Elephant has a lifespan of 60 to 90 years. Similarly, there is parrot. It has the lifespan of 140 years. There are many other organisms given in your NCERT book, and that you can find out. So what are the things which come under the lifespan? The first thing which come under the lifespan is birth. Then comes the maturity. Maturity, or you can also call this as growth, which is followed by reproduction. And the last is death of an organism. So, what I said here, why we actually need reproduction? Because if all the organism will follow the lifespan and at the end they die, so there will be no life existing on the earth. So for the maintenance of the life on earth, or the maintenance of the organism on the earth, we require reproduction. So what is reproduction necessary for? It is necessary for the continuity of life on earth. Necessary for maintaining the continuity of life on earth. So with this, we come to know the definition of reproduction. What is reproduction? It is a biological process which enables continuity of organism from generation to generation and give rise to progeny of similar to its parents. The progeny similar to its parents. Okay. So, any species will be followed next to the next generation through the process of reproduction. What does the definition of reproduction says? It is a biological process which enables continuity of organism from generation to generation and give rise to the progeny similar to its parents. Like dog will give birth to dog only, human will give birth to human only. Is that right? So, with this, we will now know that how many types of reproduction are there. There are two types of reproduction. The first is asexual reproduction and the second is sexual reproduction. You must have learnt about the reproduction and the asexual reproduction in your 10th class and your 8th class as well. So what is asexual reproduction? It is the faster mode of reproduction. This involves single parent. Asexual reproduction involves single parent for reproduction. Okay, it don't require two parents, it only requires single parent. Whereas sexual reproduction involves both the parents. It cannot be done by the single parent, it requires both the parents. Second thing which comes into the asexual reproduction is there is no formation and fusion of gametes. Whereas in sexual reproduction, formation and fusion of male and female gametes occurs. So this is the major difference of sexual and asexual reproduction. The first is they only involve single parent, it involves both the parents. Here no formation and fusion of gametes occur, here formation and fusion of male and female gets, and then only the sexual reproduction is possible. As here only one parent is involved, so there is no variation in progeny. And here, as both the parents, male and female are involved, so here variation occurs. Reproduction. So asexual reproduction types. The first is binary fission. Binary fission, with the name binary fission itself says to split or to divide into two halves. So binary says only that when any parent divide into two daughter cells, when a parent divide into two daughter cells. This is your binary fission, and the example of this is, amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena. See how it occurs in amoeba. This is the structure, a rough structure of amoeba. As you know, amoeba don't have any fixed shape and size. So it can be of any random structure. So this is your amoeba, a parent cell, a parent amoeba, and then it shows this formation in structure, which leads to the beginning of binary fission, that is splitting. Now after this there is further split, and then this results into two separate daughter cells, and they are similar to each other and they are similar to the parent. Okay, this is your binary fission. Now we will get to know about the budding. The second asexual reproduction process is budding. Budding is a process in which new individual is formed as an outgrowth of parent. Okay, that means there will be an existing parent, and from the parent body only there will be the formation and an outgrowth of the daughter body. Okay, like I'll show you in the example. The example of this budding are Hydra, yeast. Now we'll understand firstly with the yeast. Yeast is this in structure. So when budding occurs, the structure turns to be like this. This is the nucleus. This is the parent body, and this is the bud formation taking place. Okay, so now after this what happens? There is further separation, and then at last both the daughter body and the parent body divides, and there is a difference in the size of parent and daughter body. This is your parent body and your daughter. In binary fission what happened? Parent body didn't exist after the fission. In budding what happens? Parent as well as daughter body exist there. Okay, and similarly if you see in Hydra, this is Hydra, parent body, and when the budding occurs there is small formation of this type of bud from it. Then further there will be a bit more extension, and at last there will be a complete new existing parent daughter will be formed there. So this is the process of budding. This was the example of yeast, and this is the example of Hydra. Okay, now further there are many other structures as similar to the asexual reproduction which help in the asexual reproduction, like certain members of fungi family and algae family are there, which has special reproductive structure. Some fungi and algae have a special reproductive structure which help them to reproduce. These structures are the first one is zoospores. Okay, zoospore is a motile structure. Motile means which shows a locomotion. And the organism which reproduce through the zoospores is chlamydomonas. Okay, then second is conidia. The second structure is conidia, and conidia is helpful in penicillium's reproduction. Then there is a third one comes birds, and the example of birds formation you have recently seen in budding. That is the example of Hydra. Then fourth is gemule. It is showed by a sponge, that is Porifera class, which you must have studied in class 11th. Now, similar to them, there are one more term which is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagules. So vegetative, with its name only says something related to plants. That is, the plants category reproduced through the process of vegetative propagation. Like, and what is propagules? Propagules means structure, helping structure. Such structure which help in the reproduction for the vegetative reproduction is known as propagules. So they are called as vegetative propagules. Example. The example is potato. You all must have seen the potato. Potato, what it consists of? Eyes. You have seen the small, after the long term when you leave it, you see a kind of formation in the potatoes. A small formations. So these are called as the eyes of potato, which if you cut out this particular budding section and plant it, it will grow into a new plant, that is a new potato plant. So this is also the part of propagule, that is a helping structure. Now second example of this is rhizome. First was eyes, second is rhizome. Rhizome is shown in ginger as well as in banana also. How it is shown in ginger? This is some random structure of ginger, and this formation occurs in ginger. This is referred to as ribosome. Okay, and when you cut out this following section, it will lead to the new plant growth. So then third one comes is leaf bird. Leaf bird is showed by bryophyllum. It is a minute leaf-like structure, like this is your leaf, and there will be a small leaf formation or a budding formation. If you cut out this leaf or this bud out from it, as in potato, so you will see a new formation. Okay, so this is your leaf bud, which is showed by bryophyllum. Then there comes fourth, that is offset. Offset of water hyacinth. Water hyacinth. What is water hyacinth? It is a weed. You understand what is weed? Weed is something which is not necessary and a non-required grass or a non-required plant